close.
Choo-choo.
And we can be seeing this go several ways. Wonko gets the red armor. Sparks. Oh, nice. He's been pulling out that glove all match. I've been waiting for that to happen.
Yeah, he really has. And now, see, Wonko should have left this fight. I was going to say, yeah, he's getting double teamed, not even noticing it. Mesta's going to return the favor, though. So A51 is down by just a handful of frags, by 5. Make it 4. And, you know, this next red armor, very key. Gills cannot stay and fight this. Sparks waiting on rail. So this is really important. The fact that A51 is waiting on weapons means that paramedics should go and just try to clean up Sparks, and they just hit a dead rocket. So great great shot here, and so that should give them, now they've gone away from red. Mesta should be getting over there quicker, because here comes someone, I'm guessing, from
there
below.
We go.
Nope. Wow.
Nice.
Red is clear. That's a mistake here by Area 51, I think. With a fresh spawn, they probably could have
there have been
attempted
some
a
drop
cess down.
balls on both sides.
Well, and part of it is like they did damage to the paramedics guys, so it's pretty obvious that they would have to go get red armor to restock, and they would probably be kind of weak. Like there, I mean, we saw Mesta sitting around with like 70 health and no armor. 2 machine guns on him would pull him down pretty quickly. So, you know. That being said, it's still an 8-frag game. This is a big quad, though.
Comes in with the steal on the quad. This is very crucial, because we're getting to the point where there's going to need to be a distinct leader through this. There's still only 8 frags separating these teams, but Mesta getting the second quad run in a row is really going to help things out. Make sure that they secure red armor, which is currently sitting up, which Mesta just apparently remembered, and now he's going to be going for it, and that's going to be a good rail. Gills goes down, and Mesta is really, you can just see that he's just looking for the frags. That is the lone thing on his mind right now. And as this quad run runs out, he's going to be over here on this side of the map, still in a good position here on mid to pull out some rails. And really, you can just see, again, he's just wanting to maintain control of this. And it's going to be a fight over the red. Frags go back left and right, and Sparks is the lone survivor, and he's going to be the one taking control of the red for this fraction of a time here.
Well, the question is, can Area 51 hold it down? Because the reason why they were able to pull this thing into a tie was because they held red and they got quad in succession. So, you know, they need to get back to the bread and butter. You know, these are the fundamentals. Now, Sparks pulling this in, he doesn't have any help from Gills until the very end, and Gills, quite frankly, is nearly dead. So it's a shame that Gills wasn't the one showing up and taking the shots for Sparks, because that would have given Sparks enough health and armor plus weapons. Gills, on the other hand, I mean, he's been able to stock up a little bit, but right now, during all this time, he's not helpful to Sparks. And I think I think I saw Sparks die on the obit list.
Yeah, if we see an item come up and we see a quick succession of deaths, like 1, 2, 3 at that item, that means that some of the timing is just barely off. And if that continues to happen, this is going to be difficult for Area 51 to make something different happen. And as this next quad comes up, we're going to be seeing Wonko here in mid-level, shoving down some buckshot, jumping in for the grab, and Gills is going to be walking into that. It's going to be a very nice frag there, and this is just going to expand their lead. And at this point, the longer this goes, really, we're in the last 5 minutes here, so with with the 13 frag lead now, this is just getting better and better for paramedic. So Kane, I thank you for, hats off to you, buddy. I mean, this was a good map for these guys to call, because they've been better on the item timing, of course, but also their positioning as far as being there for the quad spawns. They've really helped each other out at the crucial moments. There have been some dropped balls, yes, but overall, these guys have had the upper hand.
Yeah, and honestly, you know, oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Kane.
No, go ahead. It's all right.
Well, I was just going to say, you know, when it comes down to sheer aim, I still think that Area 51 is a little bit more solid than paramedics. But the problem here is that Area 51 is not controlling items, and we've seen time and time again. You know, a lot of times it doesn't matter how good your aim is if you don't have armor, if you are not controlling things, and your opponents have all the weapons that they want and all the armor that they want, you're going to go nowhere fast. So this is a close game, and I think that, you know, we're probably going to see the next map potentially tying it up between these two teams, and we're going to see a tiebreaker. But I think that Area 51 could have won this, and so I'm wondering what lessons they're going to take from this onto the next map.
I think the main lesson will be not to play paramedics anymore, but now we're in the last 3.5 minutes. Wonko just bowls right into that, their Rambo style, goes for the gold, gets nothing, but really, I gotta give him points for the effort. That was pretty epic.
That was a very ballsy move.
Right.
Yeah, that was fun. That was funny.
Gills is trying to hold his own for quad. They're both here practically fresh spawns, and they're going to touch it, but... That's short-lived.
Nice work from Mesta. Mesta did the smart thing by staying on mid, saying that no matter who gets quad, if Area 51 gets quad, they're not getting out of the gate with it, because that could have been potentially disastrous for them, letting Area 51 get a quad at this point in the game. But Mesta being up there with the rail really did secure things.
And at this point, you know, we can probably say GG's, because I don't foresee, you know, what, 21 frag comeback in the last, you know, 2.5 minutes. On the other hand, you know, 20 frags on DM6, it's not that huge of a gap. It really isn't. And so I'm very curious to see how the next map goes.
Especially since it's going to be something that Area 51 probably knows that they have an upper hand on. So yeah, the third map is going to be very interesting. But then again, if paramedics pull something out of their ass and best Area 51 on their map, you're going to be hearing some applause from me.
Let's take a look at accuracies here. We've got Sparks is sitting at a 47% rail, and that's actually lower than I think we normally see him rail. So I think that's something to consider. Take a look at Gills. Gills running a 50% rail and 44% LG. Mesta, 38% rail, 35% LG. Interesting. And Wonko at 66% rail. Okay, yeah. So, you know, Wonko is really the only one that's pulling rail that's sort of the level that I would expect out of all of these players. And so I'm wondering if, you know, that's sort of a oddity. I wonder if we'll see that cleaned up in the next match as these players really warm up.
Mesta's saying that he should learn what's armor landing. He should learn English.
Meh. Overrated.
Meh. 1 minute. Well, we got 1 minute left here, and right now we're looking at 59 to 80. So yeah, as you said, Grease, this is not the biggest of spreads that we've seen, but this is going to go to paramedics. And really, these guys have done a really fantastic job of maintaining control of the quad. And it is the quad runs that have made these leads happen. Yeah. And really, that is going to be a significant factor on the next map. And really, it'll be interesting.
Right, but again, going back, you know, when Area 51 was controlling the resources, they were the ones getting the quad, so I'm really curious. Wow, poor Mista. I'm really curious to see what happens if Area 51 cleans up their act. Because, you know, he who controls the map controls the power, so we'll see.
Or maybe Adrenaline wasn't joking about the whole drunk thing.
Alright guys, there's the buzzer. Let's take a look. We've got one famous pummel from Wonko. And 2 impressives from Mesta.
Yes.
7 impressives for Wonko. 9 impressives for Sparks. 2 for Gills. Overall accuracies, right around like the 36-ish percent for a lot of people. So let's see Area 51's map.
Post-game analysis, I mean, really, 51 wasn't really bringing the teamwork as hard as paramedics were.
Is that a symptom of the map or of the team? Or were they, maybe they were throwing this one, if you want to go that far?
Well, I mean, I think that's bullshit. Like, why would you throw a map? Why? Like, there's really no point. I mean, then again, you could argue that it's just scrimmage, and it doesn't really matter, but at the end of the day, like, paramedics won. You know, it doesn't matter. They won. Area 51 didn't. And that's just one map. So T7 should be interesting. I didn't really take this one into account, but you know, I think Sparks has a really good rail, and if he can just kind of I don't know, turn some of that on with gills.